Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Warren Brothers Sports Show. I am your host, Mark Warren. Out on assignment today is my brother, my usual host, Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren. Who knows what nonsense he has gotten himself into today. And also, I'm expecting some callers. Might actually get a call today. Arthur Kinney very well may be my guest if he just retweeted something, so I assume he is not busy then. Let's see here. All right, that's better. All right, on the agenda for today's show, episode number 9. The Browns lost on Sunday, 27-13. Turnovers were rough. However, our defense played relatively well considering. And offensively, 3 straight plays, 3 turnovers. You subtract that from it, and we didn't totally suck. Unfortunately, those things made you kind of suck. Let's see here. Defense, like I said, played well. NFL-wise, all over the league. The NFL trade deadline is over now. Thank goodness, because it was just stupid. I'm tired of NFL trades. All they talk about in baseball is trades. That's a thing. Bring that up too. And of course, there's always, baseball, basketball trades swirling about. It's all about trades. Who's going to get signed as free agents? Although I'm going to delve into that a little bit too. I'm mildly guilty of such things as well. I'm going to click this button here. Make sure I'm ready for the next thing. There's that. All right. So, otherwise in the NFL around the league is that the Bengals have decided to bench the greatest ginger to ever play the position of quarterback, Andy Dalton. The Titans have worked out a couple of quarterbacks, so who knows what that means. I don't think they traded Marcus Mariota, so that wasn't why. But apparently he either needs a backup or they're tired of him or something. In regards to Major League Baseball, if you're not watching the World Series, you're missing a great World Series. They head into Game 7 tonight, so it's your last chance. So if you're going to watch any baseball at all, well, you better do it tonight, because after tonight, there won't be any more baseball to watch. As for the series as a whole, pitching, whichever team has pitched better has won. I guess that kind of goes without saying. That's kind of an obvious statement. But also, the road team has won every single game thus far. That's correct. It's the only time this has ever happened in World Series history. The 115 or 17 times they've played the Fall Classic. And the announcers, they're just terrible. Joe Buck is the worst. And John Smoltz, he seems like he doesn't want to be there. But neither guy has called it the Fall Classic once. I put a poll up on Twitter that no one's seen, I guess. Joe Buck keeps calling it 2019, or he'll reference things from 2017 or 2012. Is that the year we're in? Are we in 2019, or is it 2019? It's 2019, right? I don't know. Not that it's a big deal, but I never said the year 1998. I wasn't saying I was born in the year 1983. And it's a little meaningless pet peeve of mine. So, is the phone ringing already? Someone's already calling. Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, this is Paul.
Oh, hello, Paul.
I'm stuck in the back of a trunk.
Wait, you're calling me from the back of a trunk?
Yeah, the person named Tony last Sunday. I heard about the game, and when I was going home, when you actually dropped me off, this guy named Tony just says, "Ooh." And wait, so you're supposed to be on the phone.
Wait, you were on the phone?
And no, he's yelling at me right now.
Oh, that was him. Wait, how does he? So he can hear you?
He's driving me somewhat. He's driving me down the freeway.
How do you know you're on the freeway? Because what? Go ahead.
Well, here's what happened.
Yeah, I saw you go into your apartment. What, was he in there waiting for you and abducted you? Howdy, Arthur.
What happened?
That's what happened.
He got tired of the shenanigans of me saying, ranting about the Cleveland Clowns. And he said, hey, you're not going to be committed to the. Hey, I'm just going to.
Wait, it's him talking now, or what? Wait, what's going on? Hang on, wait a minute. What? Paul?
Yes. Tony's sending me to Pittsburgh.
Well, he's driving. Apparently, he's heading, I would assume, 90 eastbound then?
Yeah, 80.
So if you know exactly where you are, why are you wasting your time calling me and not calling the police? Do you have a description of the vehicle? And if he abducted you on Sunday, like, did he hold you hostage for a couple of days and it's just Wednesday and he's decided, or is he driving really slow?
Yes.
Just yes, okay.
Actually, it happened last night.
Oh, it was last night, so it wasn't Sunday after I dropped you off.
Yeah, but
so you
called me and said he heard my show and
he called you?
neon red sports car with flames on it.
Well, telling me that doesn't do any good. You should probably contact the local authorities and let them know that. What did he say?
He said if I call the cops, he's going to do even worse to me.
Well, the mere fact that you've called me and it sounded like I heard him in the background and wasn't too happy with the fact that you're calling a radio program that's just for backstory too. I thought all of this got sorted out when you guys went to court for when he for when he fought you in front of Brown Stadium when you were waiting out there to keep your place for the Brown Super Bowl parade that was going to happen in February that everyone already had planned in April after the trade for old BJ. But now he's mad that you're bad-mouthing the Browns, even though at the time it was because you were bad-mouthing the Indians.
Yeah.
So now he's not. No, go ahead.
So he's also doing this to people who are rooting for the Steelers in Cleveland.
Are there other people in the trunk with you, or are you by yourself?
I'm by myself right now.
Right now, but he's told you of things where he shuttles off Steelers fans in Cleveland back to Pittsburgh in the trunk of his red sports car with flames on it.
Yeah.
Is it a Camaro? Is it like, what's that?
I think it's a Chevy.
It was
It's a sports car, Chevy sports car.
Yeah, the Chevy sports car. That would probably be the Camaro. You have a year, license plate number, like anything that would be informative, actually to the police and not me. I don't think we have the kind of reach where there's someone who could contact them that you're in the trunk of some guy named Tony's car, and the fact that you know your abductor and he hasn't murdered you already. He's just driving you out to Pittsburgh. Why Pittsburgh? It's not like you're an actual Steelers fan like these other people that you've claimed that he's done this to. I'm so glad that you're doing this in the first segment.
It's either Pittsburgh or Detroit.
Wait, you don't know? You made it sound like you knew. I mean, you are in the trunk of a car. What?
Yeah.
So just yes. What if he's just driving you south? What if he's driving straight north and you wind up in the lake?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, that's awful. I mean, I should be more alarmed, quite frankly, the fact that we've gone on with this for several minutes and I'm not freaking out more. That my brother's in the trunk of a car that some crazed person has stuffed him into while he drives either east or west or south or north. So it's a red Chevy Camaro. Oh, he said he's taking you to Pittsburgh. Because you said what?
either Pittsburgh or Detroit. And I said, I wanted Detroit, but he said, I think Pittsburgh's be better for you. So they just put me in trunk. He says, okay, we're going. And he's going to make sure he's going to run every speed bump.
So your kidnapper gave you an option as to where he's going to take you?
Yeah.
And he didn't imply what he would do with you once he took you there.
Right. It's just some weird torture.
Some weird torture.
Yeah, and on all days, Halloween.
Well, that's tomorrow.
Well, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. He says he's going to throw eggs on me.
Uh-huh.
He's going to put soap on me.
Soap on you? That's just giving you a bath. That's weird. Why is he going to soap you?
And then he's going to put shaving, then he's going to shave me, and then he's going to wrap me in toilet paper.
He's going to shave you?
Yeah.
You're awfully calm for about to be molested. This is kinky, weird stuff, man.
That's all I can do.
That's all you can do is just sit there in his trunk, calmly call your brother, let me know why you're not on the show today, and it's because you're going to get eggs thrown on you, soaped up, shaved, and wrapped in toilet paper. Well, yeah, that's not weird at all. Why haven't you called the police?
It's really weird.
What?
Tony's really weird.
Yeah, he's really weird, but your reaction to it is almost equally as weird. Just gotta let him do it because he's weird.
Well, I don't know. My phone battery's on low. I gotta let you go.
All right, well, I hope you survive this, like the numerous other strange altercations that you've had when you've called in on the show so many times before that are completely unbelievable, and you still survive them, seemingly without care or scratch or anything. Okay. All right, then. Well, thanks.
On Sunday.
Wait, on Sunday? Yeah, I'm sure we'll do that bit then, too. Be sure to listen on Sunday. What? No, okay, you're hanging up now?
I gotta go.
All right, safe travels.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. So Paul's in the trunk of a Camaro, headed to Pittsburgh, because some guy kidnapped him, and he's going to go egg him, soap him, shave him, and shave him. And, like, that's the thing he's least alarmed by. Like, he's going to cover me in shaving cream, then he's going to shave me. Like everything? Like the taint even? That's just attention to detail. The weirdest damn. So then basketball. I don't know. I don't even know where we were at. Anyway, let's give you a quick traffic and weather update here from the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center. The weather, as it stands today, is 54 degrees. Cloudy. Oh, I'm going to play music while I do it. Paul. The hell, Paul. And the worst thing is he doesn't listen to the program, so it's not like he can help out. Whoa, that's right. I had him on the phone. There we go. Turn that down some there. All right, and then click the next one so we're ready for that when we come back. And then if you text my personal number, I can't really check it right now. People do this. You text me now once I've got it on air. I mean, it's not like everybody knows that I'm on right now. That's going to be somebody texting me. That's why I got the other number. 6. 6 what? What's the significance of 6? Adrian, what's up? Anyway, light traffic in the area, no delays nearby. At least for me. I don't know. I'm on a dead end street here in Old Brooklyn, Ohio. I'm in my house I don't know what traffic's like. Bother me with traffic. Weather 54 degrees, cloudy, a high of 59 degrees today. Have I burped already? I don't think I've burped yet. I think so. 80% chance of precipitation. Although if the rain does cooperate, and it's an 80% chance of precipitation. Anyway, back over here, Old Brooklyn News Desk, which is what I'm sitting at, is the two big news stories. Is John Legend and Kelly Clarkson are going to be redoing the holiday classic Baby It's Cold Outside. And here's John Legend's new lyrics to the song. Give you a sneak peek of what you're in for when he releases his holiday album to make a whole bunch of money off of the Me Too movement. What would my friends think is the female line. I'm going to do the female line, then the male line. You know what I'll do? I'll sing in falsetto. What would my friends think? They would rejoice if I have another drink. It's your body, your choice. If you get drunk and I knock you up, you can just kill the thing living inside of you. So I think the lyrics are a little sketchier than in the original song, but it's all about positivity and negativity. Let's see here. In the other bit of news that I have here for you, as before we go to commercial and then do the show again. I want to click on the next button there. That's all ready and set. The second bit of news is that the gentleman that Hillary Clinton has assigned to Hugh Jackson, the gentleman's name is Benjamin Ghazi. He inadvertently followed Freddie Kitchens around all weekend long, so he's got no updates on the Bill Cosby, Jerry Sandusky thing because he got confused and he's a moron. Hey, so commercial for you real quick before we get back is Get Out and Play with Melody. My niece, Melody Bacha, has an entertaining YouTube channel. Get Out and Play with Melody. If you have kids, nephews or nieces, maybe you're just babysitting some other little brats. Maybe you yourself are a little brat and you like to be entertained. You're some grown-up brat. Go to YouTube, or you're already here because you're listening to me on it. Find yourself in that search bar and find Get Out and Play with Melody. Sit back and enjoy. And now, even though it is kid-friendly, and I'm not saying this because she's my little niece or anything, but she's an 8-year-old genius. You'll watch this stuff, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll feel any other number of emotions, like gassy. You know, you might burp a lot like I do. Whatever it is. It'll almost sadden you if you went to school to learn how to film. She's just 8, and she's better than you are, and better than me. So go to YouTube, find Get Out and Play with Melody. Like, subscribe, share, sign up for notifications. Like is the thumb. Subscribe. This says subscribe. Share. That's the thing with the right? It looks like an unclosed triangle. And then get the notifications. That's the bell. Did I say the bell already? Who cares? It's YouTube. Screw it. Now that we're back, all right, back to the show. We'll start with football, at least at the moment. Who knows? Because I told Arthur to call anytime, and that could be any time, and that's baseball, because that's what he and I are going to talk about. I was picking his brain a little bit last night on the social medias, and I like his thoughts on the subject. However, we'll start with football. That's what we'll talk about at the moment. The Cleveland Browns, they lost 27-13. To the New England Patriots on Sunday evening, 4:00 start. If you watch the game, I mean, basically the majority of the game happened late in the first quarter, and there's 3 plays, 3 turnovers on 3 straight plays. If you gift wrap the New England Patriots 14 points, and you're digging yourself out from a 17-0, 17-0 hole at the before the end of the first quarter. Because I'll be honest, the rest of the game, somewhere between boring and winnable for the Browns. I mean, the Browns only mildly kind of sucked throughout the rest of the game, but it's not like the Patriots were setting the world on fire, quite frankly. Tom Brady threw for 250 some yards. His completion percentage was okay. He was 20 of 36. He wasn't that Tom Brady. He didn't sound like the Tom Brady that Tony Romo was describing him as, which was amusing to me, because even for as well as Tom Brady has played throughout his career, Tony Romo, color commentator guy, he's making golf comparisons and such things, and every single time Tom Brady threw a pass, that's why he's going to be a Hall of Famer. See the way he throws the ball into the ground for an incompletion there? That's brilliant. Oh, he's smarter than everybody else. What, to not throw an interception? Oh, that Tom Brady. Oh, he's brilliant. What a smart guy for not throwing it to the guy on the other team. It's what makes him smarter than Baker Mayfield, because, Baker Mayfield threw a pass to a guy on the other team. Real bad looking pass. Made me think of Brandon Weeden when it happened. It's a designed play. The blocker is just as much to blame for that as anyone else. But also, maybe don't throw the ball just up into the air when you see a rusher coming at you, because you should see the rusher coming. I mean, he's right in your face, I would think. I don't know. I'm not an NFL quarterback or a progressive representative. Even Chubb's fumbles. I mean, the one was fluky where an offensive lineman kicks the ball out of his hand. You don't really expect that to happen ever. But it did. And so Chubbs lost to that one. The one that was tougher was when he ran downfield. He's got this great 55-yard run, and a guy who hasn't given up on the play comes up from behind him and just knocks it out of his hand. Good job. So what happens? That's why you play the full 60 minutes. Blah, blah, blah. Good defense by the Patriots. I mean, quite frankly, and I'm going to sound like that guy. The teams were relatively evenly matched. You look at the statistics afterwards. You watch the game as it's happening. I mean, the Browns weren't demolished. Were there some dumb coaching things? Oh, heck yeah, there were. Freddie Kitchens blows my mind sometimes, because it's almost like he just does things to do them. Like, hey, this has never been done before. And who cares if it's ridiculously stupid? Let's do it. 4th and 11, we're going to punt. No, we'll just let the clock run out. And now on 4th and 16, we'll go for it from our own 30. Because that made sense somehow. I don't know. Then you hold the Patriots and you get downfield pretty quick, and you score a field goal to make it 27-13. That was most of the fourth quarter I just described there. It's just weird. So, but quite frankly, if you take that 17 that you spot the Patriots off the board, you win the ball game 13-10. Now, that probably wouldn't have happened anyway, but I'm just saying. Those 3 turnovers, they did you in. The time of possession at the end of the first quarter was something like, or at least deep into the first quarter, was 10 minutes to 2. They had you beat with that by then. The penalties, you committed 8 penalties for 75 yards. It's just awful. You're not going to win football games if you keep doing those 3 things exceptionally poorly. If you turn the ball over more than the other team, if you are constantly offsides, or if you have false starts on the majority of your penalties and just ticky-tack yourself backwards, or give the other team free yardage, or if you're constantly losing the time of possession battle. And quite frankly, very little of that aspect of it was Nick Chubb's fault. Ran the ball 20 times for 131 yards. Even if you subtract the 50-plus yard run on the fumble, or maybe it was 40-some yards. I forget what number they finally decided upon. That's still 19 runs for 70 to 80 yards. And that's still you're about 4.5, 5 yards per carry, which is what you want from your halfback, your starting halfback. Nick Chubb's probably the best player on this team. You say what you want about your Myles Garrett and your Baker Mayfield, who actually didn't have a terrible game minus the pick. You subtract the pick, and all of a sudden he's 20 for 30 for 194 yards and a touchdown. Even with the pick, he's 20 for 31 for 194 yards, a touchdown, and the pick, and a 19-yard run at one point. He had a nice run. I think that was in the field goal scoring drive shortly before the game ended. But Miles is your boyfriend. I thought you were a Patriots fan, Adrian. Or is that just Red Sox and then you like the Browns? Or whatever silly nonsense that you have in your sports philosophies. But weren't you from Boston or you lived there for a week or something? You should probably tell your husband that Myles Garrett is your boyfriend. That would probably be Myles Garrett. It's garbage. But receiving wise, yeah, Red Sox and Browns. That's good. It must be nice to do. So because fans like to freak out about Landry and Beckham aren't getting the ball enough. Beckham doesn't get the ball enough. Beckham had 5 receptions for 52 yards. 5 receptions were tied with Landry. They both led the team in receptions this particular past Sunday, and I'm fairly certain that Beckham or Landry leads the team overall in receptions. That's, you know what, you, Miles, and RJ have a lovely time together. That's perfectly fine. Miles might actually enjoy RJ's company more. Got a little sugar in the tank. Our halfback, Hilliard, actually had 4 receptions for 24 yards. So he was 3rd on the team in receptions. Backup tight end, Harris, that was a big deal. He caught the touchdown pass, made it 17-7. I mean, even with the field goal at the beginning of the second half, 17-10, then the Patriots actually have their one offensive possession where they did something, and they made it 24-10. And that was pretty much the end of it because they tacked on a field goal. We got a field goal in garbage time. Antonio Callaway, 2 receptions, 11 yards. Rashard Higgins with a 2-yard reception. That was it of the offense. And no knock on the team itself. I don't know. Let's see. It's 20 receptions. 14 of them go to 3 guys. And then, so 7 different guys caught passes on top of it. That's pretty good. You want 6 to 10 guys catching the ball. You need to spread it out some. That's a part of the offense that is working. It's just you're not scoring touchdowns. That's I think your should I go generic Browns fan? Should I go with like Twitter angry fair weather Browns fan? Like the people who want to make the big deals out of, you know, like they don't understand football, and when they're saying Beckham doesn't have enough catches. No, that's not true. You've just made some statement. You know, the kind of morons who are defending Mary Kay Cabot when she puts out a fake story, and then their claim to back up her and saying she's doing her job is, well, now there's all these other stories afterwards that support her story. No, that's because they're using her fake story as the source material where she lied instead of going to the actual source material that she took and changed. That's key. That is important. That's why media sucks in the world. You watch the initial video clip, whomever the guy is with his rambling question for Jarvis Landry, Landry gives an answer that can sound any number of ways. Mary Kay Cabot changes the question, almost makes it sound like she's the one who asked it even. I mean, this is the kind of thing that got people fired once upon a time for doing in that industry. Now it's okay. Now that's fine. Yellow journalism is back, but unfortunately you can't let your chihuahua pee on your phone. That's why it's called yellow journalism. Those newspapers were only worthy of setting out for your dog to piss on. Now that wouldn't make sense. All you do is read clickbait stuff. That's why clickbait changed it. Get a bunch of clicks because it makes you mad, and that's what makes her famous and popular and crap. And then other people take that story, claim it's real news because Boston's media sucks too. Bunch of idiots out there just want to rile up their fan base. And it's all much ado about nothing because now it's over and now it's going to just be the next clickbait thing. She was rambling on about how we just have to wait till the offseason to trade for this left tackle that we don't want to trade for anyway. That Dorsey was looking into because he would have improved the team now. But what good does it do in the long run? None. It won't matter later. I had some point there about receivers. Oh, because Beckham's not catching 40-yard passes and scoring 3 touchdowns every game. That's why. I mean, you'll see the numbers ramp up a little bit. 5 receptions is pretty normal for the better receivers in the league. Best receivers catch 80-plus receptions a year. Landry and Beckham, I'm fairly certain, are on pace with that with their 5 a week. This is normal. It's football. It's the statistics backing up the gameplay, and the gameplay reiterates the statistics. Whereas defensively, there was some good stuff going on. Ward blocked an extra point. That's good. I'm glad to see Ward out there. Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams didn't do a bad job. They did find Edelman kept getting open. That's because, he plays along the middle of the field. And when you only have 2 guys there, both linebackers, they're not going to be able to stop Edelman. So you got to play press on Edelman. It's probably how we wound up with a couple of the hands of the face that we did. The constant hands of the face. That's the other one that drives me nuts. That wasn't even a penalty like 10 years ago. Now it is. Oh, you touched a guy after he got 1 yard past the line of scrimmage in some particular way, or he's past that 5-yard barrier, and now it's pass interference or illegal block or use of the hands or grab ass or whatever these penalties are called now. I don't recall those getting called a whole lot in my youth and my 20s. Now everything's about you can't touch each other at all ever. Even though the main goal of the damn game is to tackle a guy to bring him down. I don't get it. Speaking of tackles, Oliver Vernon, he had 6 tackles and a sack. He did a nice job. It's good to see him actually put up stats at all and see his number. It took me a minute. I'm like, 54. Who the hell's 50? Oh, that's Vernon. It's nice of him to show up in the 7th week of the season. I heard his name like twice. 3 sacks total. I forget the one dude's name who had one, but Garrett had the other one. That's excellent stuff. That's what you need. That's what this team has got to do if they hope to win any of these ball games coming up. And there's a lot of winnable ones. And that's not just playing the schedule game. That's not just because they haven't played up to their potential. They haven't quite. They've done well, but they could be better. And it comes down to time of possession, which they're doing a terrible job of thus far. Committing penalties, worst in the league. That's not debatable. It's a fact. And turnovers. And quite frankly, it's just as much the fact that they're turning the ball over, which is bad. That goes without saying. It's the thing you're not supposed to do. But they're not forcing any turnovers. Their minus in the turnover differential has to be around 10. Someone look that up. Do that in your live chat. Help me out. Paul's not here. He wouldn't have looked it up anyway. But that's why I miss having Dave Hughes around. He was pretty good at that. He actually would look stuff up for me. Gary wouldn't care. Gary's like, I just have to work the board. Man, I'm bored. And then he'd fall asleep. Anyway, pretty sure the Browns turnover differential is not good. It's something I should have looked up when I was thinking about it. That's why I have notes and they're all jotted down and all that other stuff. But as of this moment in time right now, anyway, I want to remind everyone that this is WBBN, the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, here on YouTube. WBBN has views and opinions that the views and opinions of this program don't necessarily express those of ownership, even though I am the owner and the only guy who shows up to the Warren Brothers Sports Show. And I am vehemently against cronyism and nepotism. You can just ask all of my friends here in the live feed. Good job, Adrian. Thank you for that. Another friend of mine who has let me know that the turnover differential for the Browns is -9. And I guess I'm not really good at nepotism because my brother's trapped in a trunk somewhere, and I didn't quit doing the show to go find him. But I think it's Pittsburgh he's headed to. I don't know. It's not Detroit, but he said it was going to be Detroit. His kidnapper gave him the option. That's the weirdest thing. Like that doesn't happen. Over here at the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, traffic-wise, there's light traffic in my area. No delays nearby, but I'm at a dead-end street. Henninger Road here in Cleveland, Ohio. Old Brooklyn, Ohio. All right, Arthur, I'll hear from you in 4 minutes. I should be able to finish up my commercials by then. Weather-wise, it is 54 degrees, cloudy, and a high of 59. There's an 80% chance of precipitation. That means it's going to rain later because it's not cold enough to do the other thing that I won't say because that's a filthy 4-letter word. Hey, coming out with a new version. Thanks. A new version of Baby It's Cold Outside, written by John Legend, that he will perform with Kelly Clarkson. And in that, the lyrics are, John Legend singing, and Kelly Clarkson singing. It's Clarkson first. What would my friends think? And Legend singing, they would rejoice. Clarkson singing, if I had another drink. And then Legend singing, it's your body, it's your choice. So if you get drunk and I knock you up, you can just kill that thing living inside of you, which is really just over the top in my opinion. And then in the other news, in the case of the search for Sandusky and Cosby, the Benjamin Ghazi fella accidentally followed around Freddie Kitchens and Hugh Jackson because he confused that white and black guy with the other white and black guy. So that's what's happening there. That's the news. And I'll skip the commercial because Dad's come over and joined me. I'll read the commercial next break.
Yeah,
and Arthur's going to call in a couple minutes.
Because I know your buddy's going to call.
So what's up?
Well, what's your assessment on the Browns for the rest of the season?
Oh, the rest of the season?
Yeah.
They'll go 6-3 or 7-2. They're going to win a lot of these ball games the rest of the way. Especially, I can't see this team being this bad penalty-wise for the rest of the season. I mean, it's almost historically and hysterically bad. For it to continue at that rate, I mean, it's the thing they've done the worst. It's just terribly. But I can't see it happening all the rest of the season.
Do you think the reason they don't go to old BJ more often is he's not disciplined enough himself?
Oh no, they go to him plenty often enough. That's what I'm saying. Is that anyone who says that he's not getting enough passes thrown to him or enough receptions, those are people who
think you got to get the ball every time he's
right. Who think they should throw it to him 20 times a game because they play Madden, and they would be throwing it to him that often. And that's not how real football works. You spread it out. OBJ gets double teamed every time he plays the Patriots.
Right.
They played the Patriots a lot in his time, regardless of whatever team he's been on. Primarily the Giants, of course. This is the first time he's played with the Browns against the Patriots. But Bill Belichick walks up to him before the game starts and says, hey, have fun out there. We're going to double team you all day long. So it's not that OBJ doesn't get
Arthur now?
It probably is.
Yeah.
I don't recognize that phone number. But we'll get back to the Browns stuff.
Go ahead, get your phone call.
And I think I missed it. It barely even rang. So
call back.
Let me click that real quick. Oh, hey, it rings from this end too. Watch it be like a solicitor or sales call or something. It's not even Arthur. Yeah, it was a wrong number. Especially since no one's answering now.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Arthur Kinney.
Hey, Paul Butt dialed you.
At the tone,
Well, I don't know. It just said it was Arthur Kinney.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might call you.
Hey, Arthur, I'm leaving you a voicemail. I clicked the answer button thing. Oh, you left me a voicemail. So we'll listen to that in a second, too. Hey, this is a phone tag on the Warren Brothers Sports Show. All right. So I've called him back.
Well, I'll let you go so you can get a hold of him.
And then we'll just listen to his voicemail. Oh, wait. Instead, he's calling. Of course, that probably means the voicemail's playing, too. Arthur, is that you?
Yeah, this is me.
Hello, Arthur? What's that, Dad?
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, Arthur. What's happening with you?
Hold on a second. I'm trying to get you on speaker phone so I can hear you better.
That makes sense because I just put you on speaker, too, because I think it works better here, too. Oh, I was wrong.
You hang up and I'll call you right back. My phone is going haywire.
All right, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play your voicemail, so call me back in a minute. Let's see. Get out of there. No, I don't want to answer your questions thing. No, just get out of here. I don't care. Just all right, fine. Oh, the voicemail. That's what I wanted to hear. All right. Even though I just spoke to him for a hot second, Arthur Kinney's voicemail. Play. Play it. Just play. They're coming through. It's just dead air. Wait, so he left me a voicemail with no voicemail. I mean, it's playing, right? That's the thing's moving. The little bar's going from one side to the other. You can't see that. You have no idea. So he'll be calling me back momentarily. Cronyism and nepotism. Even when it doesn't work. That's all I do. Odell Beckham Jr. Yeah, I mean, he gets looks. It's just that they aren't all like 40-yard passes and they all aren't touchdowns. And it's not 15 times a day. Hey, there he is again. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Arthur Kinney.
Hey, all right. So what's going on? You can hear me now?
Yes.
And I can hear you. And hopefully everybody out there in Radio Land can hear you too. So that means it's all working well. Let's talk some Major League Baseball. World Series Game 6 and it's going into World Series Game 7.
Actors, real quick for that, I just want to give some context on that -9 turnover ratio.
Yeah.
It's tied for the third worst in the NFL.
Ugh.
The Dolphins, who might actually be trying to lose, are -14.
Okay.
The Falcons are -11, and then the Browns, Bengals, and Giants are all -9.
All right.
After that, the Jets are the next worst at -6.
Okay. Well, the Jets actually play some defense. That's the thing. If they had no defense out there, what's up with the Falcons this year? I'm not understanding this. A -11 turnover rate, and they're just that bad. Matt Ryan's like, I thought Matt Ryan was one of the best quarterbacks in the game. What's happening?
I have no idea. That's been a little confusing to me as well.
Very weird. I think I had them winning that division or at least a wild card. So, I'm just more mad that I'm wrong.
Okay. Now, getting to baseball, last night's World Series game is one of the stranger ones I've ever seen.
Oh, it was fun for me. That's even though I was upset with the Trey Turner thing, I found it so amusing because I got it to a point. But let's go with the earlier thing that happened in the game that was strange. The carrying the bat gate. Is that, I guess if we could call it that? I don't know. Is that a thing already?
Yeah. Also, of all this is that he came within about a step or two of being out for touching the base
his bat at the same time.
Yeah, I know Bregman, on top of it, was about to step off first base and then realized, oh, I can't just carry the bat around with me. But the little bit I know about Alex Bregman, and it's the thing I'm not seeing reported, even though this was part of the pregame, the guy wore the same shirt since game 3 on, because since he wore that shirt for game 3 and they won, he had to keep wearing that shirt. We talk about superstition. That guy's super duper stitious.
Yeah. By the way, I am assuming that that he will not be wearing that tonight.
Oh, him? Yeah. He'll change shirts because of the loss. But since Bregman is so superstitious and he hits a home run with exactly that bat, he doesn't want that bat to get mixed in with his other bats. I think he almost, in that superstitiousness, was going to carry it around the bases with him, realize that, oh yeah, I can't, and it's also bad etiquette. So he tries to kind of like hand it to the first base coach because he knows, unlike, you know, the bat boy or whomever would grab the bat, Batman, bat child, I don't know, it's 2019, bat person of batness. Yeah. And then so he's going to hand it off to somebody he can trust. He was just going to hold it himself and then like cradle it in between innings. And while his teammates batted and when he's out in the field, stick it in his pants maybe or something so that it didn't leave his side and he'd hit another home run with it.
The thing is, again, it was like you tried to recreate the scene from Major League. I think it was Pedro Serrano.
Oh, and he kisses it?
You're ready to... No, where he circles the bases holding the bat the whole time.
Right. Which you bring up an excellent point. That's an out.
In one of the Major League films, maybe he was trying to recreate that.
That's pretty funny. That's a good one. Well, I would also have to say though that I'm not mad at Soto for doing what he did. I wouldn't expect Adam Eaton to do it because you see the way Adam Eaton plays the game. He runs around the bases in a hurry. These other guys, you know, hit a home run and they take their time. They sure do like taking their time, jogging their home run trot. That was another reason why they were piling on Bregman. It took them a long time to get around the bases. Adam Eaton, he hits a home run. He rushes around him like Ted Williams style. Oh, Soto though, not Soto. And I admire the young man for it. You got to have a little bit of, well, hey, you guys showed us up a little bit. I don't care if I'm in your park. I just gave us the lead, and I cranked it pretty far out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry my bat down to first base and hand it to my first base coach. And then really slow it down once I pass third. And I don't always love that kind of thing, but I'd have to say in the Soto instance, I get where it comes from. And yeah, sure, do it. Especially with the way the rest of the evening wound up going out. So give me your thoughts on what Soto did in response, and then we'll delve into the last 3 innings of the game.
Yeah, Soto, again, I think this was basically a way to kind of get back at them without getting a pitcher tossed out of a crucial game for throwing at him.
Good point.
Yeah, because attempting to throw, because again, the stakes are a little too high to be throwing at somebody in retaliation.
Right. Which is the traditional route to go. And I made that comment just before Strasburg's first pitch to Bregman, and it was certainly like the weakest attempt at doing such a thing because it was an off-speed pitch that was a little inside. So Strasburg was like, back off the plate a little bit, but I'm not going to hit you with something because then it becomes a thing. And all these unwritten rules combined with the actual etiquette of the game. And that's why Soto did what he did. I liked it. I mean, at the same time, I don't want to see it again, but I liked it.
So that was just one of the more unusual things and everything. And that was before we even got to the whole Trey Turner runner interference.
Right.
storyline.
The quite possibly the strangest thing that happened in the game, in this series, most likely, and I don't know, maybe the last few years to my recollection, at least something that stood out to me, and in the Trey Turner instance, I'm sure we've all seen it, and if you haven't, just YouTube it. Someone will find it here on the YouTubes. But basically, is that he was called out for interference, but I personally am of the opinion that that is null and void and a moot point because his foot was about to hit the bag when the ball got there. To the true essence of the rule in the playbook, it's irrelevant. And I don't know what your thoughts on that are. If it was if they stayed true to the rule, if it was actually a much closer play than I insinuate. But even after a couple of replays, it looks like his foot is about to hit the bag. The ball's just getting there. So his foot's on the bag and the ball's hitting the guy's glove. So it's all like it's following the letter of the law, not the intent.
Yeah, and I think the other problem is, somebody brought up a good point. They said that it becomes very hard if you're having to just make a turn in at the last second to hit the bag. You have to run in foul territory.
Right.
The rest of the way. Yeah. I know some have suggested going to the double wide base like they have in softball.
That's stupid as hell. I heard Buster Olney say that last night, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Buster Olney? Really? That's what you're going to suggest? What you do in your beer ball softball league when you're going keg to keg, station to station? Screw you, Buster Olney. You're better than that. No, but the way it was pointed out to me, and it's why I'm going to completely contradict myself now, is that once you hit that double line, and there's the 45 feet there, that's when you're supposed to be running inside that, correct?
Yes.
So Trey Turner automatically would be out based on those merits. However, half the guys in the league are out half the time then. Maybe not that often. I'm exaggerating. But if we followed that rule...
But the baselines tend to be interpreted somewhat liberally, to say the least.
Yeah, even the ones that there are actual lines for. I mean, it's fine going first to second or second to third, and those being vague, so long as you're not running into the outfield or running towards the mound, or going directly from second to home, as we've seen some weird things in baseball history. But when you're going down the ones that are actual lines, and those still stay open to interpretation. There was the one earlier in the series where they were trying to debate whether the third base coach held up Michael Brantley by grabbing him and stopping him. What I don't understand is the stoppage is in play for things that aren't really things that you can check, but they still do it anyway.
Yeah, I think because what they're saying that he did was is that the base coaches cannot, do anything to, they're not allowed to touch the runner, because what they're worried about is if a guy's slowing down, is that the base coach might give him a push to help him go faster.
Right. And not that that's necessarily a thing that they really can do, because it's not like all of a sudden you shove Pablo Sandoval and he's going to just run down the line like Sonic the Hedgehog. But, also
the other concern is that if they see a throw coming in the third,
that they'll actually stop him.
That the base coach could try to drag the player back faster than he could run,
or like literally actually, physically stop him, and the runner be able to hightail it back, as opposed to continuing his movement and going. Hey, the last thing I want to talk about, and then I'll let you go. Guy who's becoming one of my favorite players in baseball. He has been for a little while, and mostly it's because of my own selfish ambitions. Anthony Rendon. Man, that dude, that he made that whole Trey Turner thing irrelevant. and made me wonder why Dave Martinez went out and even argued anyway, because Rendon knocked that 2-run homer out of the park, and then in the top of the ninth gave him 2 more runs just in case, which I loved. I mean, they needed him because you never know with the Astros. It could have wound up being a 7-6 final, even as good as I think Doolittle did come out and close it out, or no? I don't remember. No. Strasburg pitch got one out, and I forget who got the last 2.
Yeah, Donovan got the last 2. Yeah. By the way, the fact that even Strasburg couldn't go 9 leads me to believe that we may have seen the last complete game in World Series history may have already happened, because the fact that even Strasburg can't go 9 now.
When was the last one?
Yeah, I'll have to look this up. Also, while I'm looking up, also I can say that this is the first time in World Series history that the road team has taken the first 6 games.
Yeah, that the potential. Go ahead.
Through the first 6, the road team has won every game. The longest streaks before that were through 5 games, but then the home team won game 6.
Right.
Yeah. I think. I think it was 2015. Johnny Cueto threw one for the Royals.
All right. Okay. So I feel as though it'll be rare. It's not that it'll never happen again, but with matchups, pitching, bullpens, the fact that 3 of the games are played in a National League park, you're not going to see a pitcher, especially for an American League team, bat 4 times and pitch a complete game. That's highly unlikely. I guess my last thing, I'll just make this point. I'll ask you your thoughts on it, because Strasburg's been great. I think this was another thing that only came up with. It said that he could be your World Series MVP. Especially if Rendon gets a decent hit tonight, he could be it. There's plenty of guys to choose from, but I am a selfish person. I want to see Anthony Rendon in a Cleveland Indians uniform next year. How nice would that be? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I would say nice, but almost insanely unlikely.
He's gonna garner that much money in the free agent market, you figure?
Yeah, I think this is going to be. People talk about Garrett Cole, having a record-breaking contract.
Right.
I think Rendon could get one as well.
Well, 25 mil. I mean, the biggest thing that it helps him and it hurts him at the same time. He's a third baseman. Teams are desperate for help at third baseman. Donaldson got that 1-year, $23 million deal with the Braves based on past accomplishments that weren't even really recent past accomplishments. So Rendon, who is a dude who really, I mean, one of the best third basemen in the game right now. At the same time, though, is since you've seen contracts like that when they have gone to third baseman, Alex Rodriguez, and then just the way the guys drop off. So people are timid to give that kind of money to that particular position.
Actually, I think when Rodriguez got that mega contract, I think he may have still been a shortstop.
You are correct, actually. Hey, so I even misremembered that. That's right. And it wasn't even the Rangers who were planning to move him to third, huh? So, however, I think I just showed the way that most people think.
I think he moved to third when he got to New York.
Right.
Jeter at short, so.
I think I recall that, fella. Quite frankly, I'm not one to normally like Yankees players. I like Derek Jeter. I can admit it. I'm all right with it.
And also, the other thing is, even if the Indians were to spend that kind of money on one player, it would probably be they'd probably spend that to extend Lindor.
Precisely. And another reason why I think you're exactly right there, and that's what I was thinking yesterday before I brought this up. But I figured I'd bring it up to you and then screw something up so that you could show me how dumb I am. I can't believe I forgot the Rodriguez. I thought that was part of him going to Texas was to play third. Well, then I caught that even as I was saying it, because I don't think they ever had another shortstop there that would make him move to third. That was literally the Yankees thing. Yeah, that's right. It's part of the reason why he didn't sign there in the first place, and they only did it to block the Red Sox from getting him when all that went down. But that's a whole, we could just do a full show on that one. I got to let you go so I can get into my other segments and let you get back to whatever you're doing. You sound like you're at work or something.
No, not right now. I have some. I have some stuff to write up later tonight about winter baseball. But by the way, I wrote a fairly interesting but very short column about just one former Indian and no current Indians playing in winter baseball on Monday.
Right.
Yeah. If you look at my Twitter, there'll be a link to it. Yeah, it's just there was only 4 baseball games going on the entire planet on Monday.
Yeah.
3 in Cuba, 1 in Mexico, and former Indians minor league reliever came in and got the save in the game in Mexico.
All right.
Yeah, so it actually took me longer to research all the information I put in that column than it did for me to type it. It was one paragraph.
Good stuff there, Arthur. Make sure you follow Arthur on the Twitter, Arthur on Sports, and the other thing being Indians Baseball Insider. You can find his articles at 247 Sports / Indians Baseball Insider. Did I say that right?
Actually, it's 247sports.com /MLB/Indians.
/MLB/Indians. So recall that, remember it, check them out. Really good stuff. It makes you a more informed baseball person if you follow Arthur Kinney. So yeah, check him out. Arthur, you got any last stuff for me? Any last stuff? Anything else for me?
Nothing else. Probably when I come on next week, I'll be taking a closer look at the winter ball season and look back at how some Indians prospects performed in the Arizona Fall League, or as I like to call it, pumpkin spice baseball.
And I like that. I think it's clever, even if you did steal it from someone else. No, I don't think you're the type to do so. But I like how you just assumed we were going to do this weekly. Of course we are. Every Wednesday you can hear Arthur Kinney here on the Warren Brothers Sports Show, especially since Paul's disappeared. He's apparently in some guy's trunk or something. Thanks for calling, Arthur. Keep tuned in to the program. You'd even join in on the chat here. All right, thanks, buddy.
Bye.
All right, bye. All right, that was Arthur Kinney there. That takes us back to the old show, the thing we did there, and that I enjoyed, and hopefully you enjoyed as well. And if you don't like it, well, that'll happen too. It's give me money on Patreon, and then tell me you don't like it. And if you give me enough money, I'll just fire him. I don't care how good a friend he is. All right, let's see. We're going to a commercial here. I should have played music behind them, especially since because when they're on together, they start to compete, the music and the phone call, because see, I turned it down too low. There we go. Because they run through the same channel, which is something I'm sure I could fix, but I'm not quite there yet. Doing the commercial first this time, as I skipped it last time. This commercial is for Dave Hughes. This Guy's Painting. You can contact Dave Hughes at 440-715-3282 or message This Guy's Painting on Facebook. This Guy's Painting is a small local painting company. They'll do interiors and exteriors. Hey, that's right. Not just the outside, but the inside as well. If I said that backwards, it's still the same. At reasonable prices, and they're insured. Mention you heard it here from Mark Warren and receive a free estimate. Expect a quality job done by This Guy's Painting, owned and operated by Dave Hughes. You can reach him at 440-715-3282 or at facebook.com at This Guy's Painting. And search for that in there. You'll find him. Message him. Let him know you need some painting done. And don't forget, you receive a free estimate if you mention Mark Warren or Paul Warren or the Warren Brothers Sports Show or Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, or if you just say the word Warren in passing. I mean, probably on purpose. Make it known that we sent you there. Don't just say like, oh man, I'm tired of all this Warren in the Middle East. I don't think that's the way people talk. But, maybe I'll give you the free estimate then too. Although, I don't know why you would just bring that up at random, start talking about issues in the Middle East. Hey, here at the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, here at our Henninger Road studios, traffic is light in my area, and no delays are nearby. But most of what my area consists of is the 15 or so houses on this little dead-end street, and that's nearby enough for me. I don't know what's going on in Old Brooklyn at the moment. Weather-wise, though, it is 54 degrees and cloudy with a high of 59 slated for later today. We have an 80% chance of precipitation. Next in the news, here from the Old Brooklyn News Desk, John Legend has rewritten the lyrics to Baby It's Cold Outside, and he and Kelly Clarkson will be performing the song on his new holiday cash grab album. So a taste of the lyrics here. She's singing, and then him. What would my friends think? And then there's him. I think they would rejoice. But if I have another drink, well, that's your body, your choice. So if you get real drunk and I knock you up and you decide to kill that thing inside of you, that's fine by me. And that's the song, at least to my knowledge. I don't know. That's what I got so far. And of course, on the case, the assistant to the deputy in Avon Lake, the assistant to the assistant to the sheriff, gentleman named Ben Ghazi, who is assisting Hugh Jackson in his search for Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky. Well, young Benjamin Ghazi accidentally followed around Freddie Kitchens and Hugh Jackson. He got the wrong black and white duo. So that's it for news. That's it for that. And then what I'll go to next is we could do more baseball talk, or we could go around the NFL. And since I'm in baseball, I think we covered it for the most part. If somebody comes up with something in the chat, or if Dad comes over, that's cool. We can continue down that road, because we kind of just left last little cliffhanger endings to the two things, because right now there's all these trade rumors in Major League Baseball already starting. World Series isn't even over yet. Everybody's talking about where free agents are going to land. Arthur mentioned it slightly, and these are other things that I have been hearing. It's all about where Garrett Cole and Anthony Rendon are going to play next season, and if anyone gives a good enough trade offer for Frankie Lindor. Those are the big baseball things. And then football-wise, the last part of the Browns thing before I get into the NFL is that there was this whole big hullabaloo over old BJ not getting the ball enough. Kareem Hunt comes back in about a week or two. He's not going to be playing in Denver, to my knowledge. I'm 99% certain of that, because it's 8-game suspension, not 8-week suspension. 8 games. So one more, all you thirsty freak weirdos who've been playing Madden on easy, and you're giving it the ball to Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb, old BJ, Landry 10 times each a game, because the running game you'd be giving them, probably only about 10. And you're scoring 75 points against the computer, or 9-year-olds who swear at you on the internet. Actually, if you're playing those 9-year-olds who swear at you on the internet, they're probably better than you are, even playing on easy. Anyway, I used to play Madden a lot. I can't stand the game anymore. I can't stand all you jerks who play it. I'm also 35, so I shouldn't be playing that many video games anymore. I'm old. In respects to the NFL all around, thankfully the trade deadline is over because that was just getting to be a pain in the ass. It was the left tackle's name. It was Trent Williams, Mike Williams, Joe Williams, whatever the hell the guy's name was. That's all you heard about. And Mary Kay Cabot, all around, all of them, everybody. 8 games will return Buffalo. Yes. So that'll be interesting. Just gonna. I want to see what Buffalo does this weekend. I'll delve that more into that. Trent. It was Trent. Yeah. It's really weird because Trenton Richardson was the guy who was the running back for us. So Trent, not a name you hear all the time, but a name you hear sometimes. And then, so the Browns, I'm pretty happy that we didn't do anything before the trade deadline. Because it wasn't necessarily that you needed to do anything necessarily this season. Hey, Dad.
Well,
Yes.
we were having a Browns discussion before I left.
Okay. We can
Can we
delve
go
back into
to
that.
or
Yeah.
is that bad?
No, it's not bad. I left it all open because there were plenty of last little bits of all to it. And if I wind up getting to Cavs, it's very little. So we can delve back into Browns and football.
I want to know what you foresee with Mayfield going forward.
Ooh, Mayfield in the rest of the season. As it stands right now, he's somewhere along the lines of like 5 touchdown passes and 12 interceptions. I mean, I flat out could not stress this enough before the season began that he would throw 20 interceptions this year. And I had it front loaded. I didn't think it'd be quite this heavy at this point. Well, that would put it at about even. But it's gone almost exactly how I had it predicted. Not that I'm a genius, but when you start to get things right as often as I do, I forgot that Alex Rodriguez played shortstop throughout most of his young career, though, so that was kind of dumb. But what Baker will most likely do is he'll rebound around now as he plays lesser defenses, because quite frankly, that's what he's going to face throughout most of the rest of the season, and it'll even out. He'll probably throw about 20 more touchdown passes the rest of this season and 10 more interceptions, and he'll be at about a 25-12 or 25-20 touchdowns to interceptions.
Well, to me, he seems like he keeps making the same mistakes.
He does let's see. It's not always even overthrows. He's not the most precise short passer. That's where he kind of gets to me. He'll either slightly overthrow it or he'll throw it slightly behind a guy. Those are the two things that he does a bit too much. He's running around a little bit less. He's worked on that part of it. He still does it from time to time. It's that same roll to the right Brett Favre thing. Fran Tarkenton did it too. It's just a thing that guys have done when they're right-hand dominant and they're looking to create something.
And he still throws into double covers too much.
Yes.
He doesn't read defenses well enough yet.
Yes.
And he doesn't adjust well for defenses yet.
Not as well as he should. No, that's why the interception happened. On the dumb play that it was, quite frankly, one of the dumbest plays I've seen in a very long time. Literally just went with the play regardless of whatever was happening. Tossed the ball up like a tiny little baby, hoping your buddy catches it. I don't know. It was so delicately done. He's just all like, hot potato. And the D tackle's like, oh, happy birthday to me. This is a gift. And just awareness. That's the one that they go with a lot. when they measure all these intangibles. All you Madden playing fans, you love that one. Oh, you got a 99 awareness, and you all over the controller. And Baker Mayfield's awareness is relatively lower. That's where the reading defenses comes into play. It's something he can build upon if he has a good career, and I think the potential's there, but he's not there yet.
The only person on this offense that's still impressive me at this point is Chubbs, and he was here before all the new guys came.
Well, right, yeah. I mean, this is only his second season,
but still.
Yeah, but before old BJ and Hunt,
everybody made all the big hype about the big guys coming in, and the guy that's still the best guy, closest to being the most valuable player on the team. Every game they do well is Chubbs.
Oh yeah, I flat out said in the opening segment the best player on this team. You can keep your Baker Mayfields and your Myles Garretts, and you go on about your old BJs and K Hunts and your Jarvis Landrys, and worry about the offensive line as much as you do. And you get Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams in here and all this stuff. The best player on this team, offense or defense, is Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, yep. And it as much of that's him, it also proves that this offensive line is a good run blocking offensive line. I see it all the time.
And the other thing I see, and the reason why he's that good, is because he has a humble nature. There seems to be no bravado in him.
When we do all of this, who's making noise in the media again? Oh, who's saying this? All of that other stuff. It's never Nick Chubb's. No. I have yet to once hear a derogatory thing come from Nick Chubb's at all. He just plays the game hard. He's filled that role. You've had Isaiah Crowell and Duke Johnson be really loud running backs in these last few years and just beg for their way out of here. Nick Chubb was actually instrumental in getting Kareem Hunt here and saying, hey, we were teammates back when I know Kareem Hunt's not the kind of guy to kick a woman when she's down. And he's a guy who, when he's down, we shouldn't kick him when he's down. Let's build him up and get him here. I'll help him out. He's a good guy. And it shows Chubb's nature, and that the guy who plays the same position and could take his job was flat out like, hey, he needs help. I can help him.
Is there anything wrong with the Browns trying to develop their running game around Chubbs even more so than they're doing? Would that make more sense than trying to spread it around some because they got these other little crybabies on the team?
Well, it's here. Here's the problem with what the Browns have been doing is they only ran 51 offensive plays.
Right.
That's not enough.
Right.
They don't possess the ball long enough. And the splits aren't quite even, but they're about indicative of what today's NFL is. Right. They ran 50 plays, 31 were 51 plays. Actually, it was more than that. They ran 53 plays, 31 were passes, 22 were runs. That's a roughly 41 or 42% run play to 58% pass. You perfect world would be 50-50.
You see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, they need to run the ball more to establish the run game so that when they do things like open up with a play action pass on the first play of the game that makes no damn sense, you can run that play action on third down because it would be third and short, and you catch the defense off guard.
You use the run to set up the pass.
Right. You don't have a play action pass on the first play of the game because you've yet to establish the run because it's the first play of the game. And you haven't established the run throughout the season.
Well, that's
so you're exactly right there.
That's all I gotta add to that next year for the day. You can take it from there.
All righty. Well, that was excellent. Thank you very much, Dad.
No problem.
I appreciate that a lot. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to tell you that we're going to try to get into some more NFL. And I don't really want to talk MLB offseason yet because we're not there. It's Game 7 of the World Series. Should be psyched about that. That's what I want to talk about. Maybe give you a preview of tonight. And maybe we can go around the league in the NFL. And if we got a chance, we'll talk about the Cavs playing the Bulls tonight because that's happening here at home. second home game of the season for the Cleveland Bulls. The Cleveland Cavs against the Chicago Bulls. That's lame there. I screwed that up. And there's no Paul's random thought of the day, so the next song won't really make sense. Just want to remind everyone that Warren Brothers Sports Show is brought to you by Organic E-Cigarettes. Before there were e-cigarettes, there were organic e-cigarettes. And that's what I smoke. Organic e-cigarettes. Hey, if you'd like, you could go to the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, which is what I'm doing now, and letting you know that traffic is light in my area. No delays nearby for me. Also, weather-wise, it is 54 degrees, cloudy, and expect a high of 59 later on today. There's an 80% chance of precipitation throughout the day. Might be raining right now. There's a window over there. I'm not looking through it, so I can't tell. Windows back there, I don't see them because they're behind me. Windows. That's how you can tell what the weather is. In the news here at the Old Brooklyn News Desk at our Hettinger Road studios, here are the lyrics to the brand new John Legend, Kelly Clarkson, Baby It's Cold Outside song. Starts with her singing the modified lyrics. And that's, what would my friends think? And then he sings, they would rejoice. She thinks, if I have another drink. And he says, it's your body and your choice. And if you get drunk and I knock you up, you can do what you want, or I'll throw you down some stairs. I don't know. I haven't totally gotten all of the lyrics. Some of those are actual truth. And other part of news, young man by the name of Benjamin Ghazi, who is assisting Hugh Jackson in the search for Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky. Well, he's got nothing to report for anybody out there because he accidentally followed around Freddie Kitchens all weekend. So he's got nothing. He confused Freddie Kitchens and Hugh Jackson for Jerry Sandusky and Bill Cosby. Quick commercial. Gonna just let you all know that you can head on over to Patreon.com. That's right. If you head on over to Patreon.com and you search for Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network, you can help support this quality programming. Shows such as the Warren Brothers Sports Show, the Sunday Super Show Sausage Fest Spectacular Show, upcoming podcasts such as The Calm and the Storm. If I'm ever able to get a hold of Anton, I actually got to call him. And Apathetic Afternoons. That's going to be a podcast I want to do. Get more actual guests, a little more music feel with news. There's people I want to interview that I think would work. I think it would be good. There's also television programming such as Craptastic Shorts, show in which Paul and I make fun of short films, and Man vs. Booze, a little more of a mock-you reality show thing that I'm working on. So it's for just $5 per month, go to patreon.com, Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. You can follow my daily Patreon-only blog and contribute. I mean, you tell us what you want out of programming. You like Arthur Kinney? We'll get you more Arthur Kinney. You hate Arthur Kinney? Less Arthur Kinney. I mean, not none, because I mean he's my friend. And, you know, cronyism, nepotism thing. Remember that bit? Right. So, basically a producer. I mean, check that out, huh? What other program can you do that with? If you were watching, I don't know, Pals back in the day, and you're all like, oh, I watch this. I have to have a cable subscription to have TV, and I don't like when Joey dates Rachel. You can't just call somebody up and say, hey, I don't like Joey dating Rachel. No one cares. So tell me what you want. Keep Paul off the streets. Apparently, since you didn't help out already, he's in the back of a guy's Camaro. He's been kidnapped. I should be more alarmed by this, quite frankly. Help a brother out for just $5 a month subscription. You know you spend more daily on stupid crap. go to patreon.com. Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network. That's right. And so, with all that being said, second to last segment, a little bit of stuff to go on about here. All across the NFL. No, I don't want to do that. I want to talk World Series. It's the last game of baseball for the year 2019. After this, just whatever weird stuff Arthur follows all around the world. Interesting, but again, you got to go like Cuba to find baseball at this point. Warm climates. They're not going to be playing in snow. That's just silly. You wouldn't be able to see the ball. It's white. It's a white ball. So here we are. We have Max Scherzer, who had cortisone jammed into his neck. Mind you, I wasn't thrilled with the Game 5 thing, and he was like, I'm too sore to pitch. But apparently, if you can't lift your arm to pitch, you're only going to be a detriment to your team if you try to pitch. So I get that. That's fair enough. At the same time, he's here for Game 7. He goes up against crazy Zach Greinke. Yeah, I know. I call him that. I'm intrigued by Zach Greinke. Fine pitcher. Royals, Diamondbacks, somewhere else, I think. You would say something about the Masked Singer, wouldn't you, Adrian? Of course. Does it matter? You're going to get new episodes in a week. One of them was Terry Bradshaw, for crying out loud. Like, really? Like, and then in the commercials, they never tell you who some of them were. Who won the damn thing? Wasn't it Antonio Brown? This is the second season, right? Just fill us in the live chat. Let us know about the Masked Singer and who some of the people under the masks have been. Maybe wasn't Cheech Marin one of them? I know it was last season. That's what I said that. You're too busy typing. Well, that's because of the delay. Never mind. Just type in all the people who've been on there. Not Jenny McCarthy. Yes, baseball is greater than Masked Singer. Arthur, you are exactly right. Baseball greater than Masked Singer. Good job. Last season's winner was T-Pain. That's not even fair. He's actually sort of a singer. Minus all the... It's not supposed to be people who have actually been recording artists. I don't find that to be fair. That's against the nature of the... Unless it was a guy who was just a guitarist and he never sang. Or a guy who was a drummer. Like if... because Ringo sang. Keith Moon never sang, right? That one-armed guy from Def Leppard. There we go, because he's still alive. Yeah, that's what I'll go with. Stupid. Baseball. Scherzer versus Greinke is basically what you're looking at. Lineups, fine. They're almost even. We've seen... I was disappointed with the fact the Nationals only scored 3 runs, 1 run apiece in games 3, 4, and 5. You're at home. You have this crowd behind you. They wheeled out the one guy who was still alive from the last time Washington won a World Series. He was like, the last thing I want to see on this earth from 1933 when we still had a ball club. I tell you what. Oh, I'm crap my pants. They had him throw out the first pitch. It went behind him. Just dribbled off his lap and rolled behind him. It's terrible. He wasn't really there. Everyone from then is dead. 1933, last time Washington, where it's Washington, D.C. They've had baseball teams throughout the illustrious history of Major League Baseball. It's where the first pitch, I think, ever by a president was thrown out. They make a big deal out of that stupid thing every year. And I think it was Theodore Roosevelt, like back when he was president.
No, it was
Warren G. Harding. So, his historical, hysterical, hysterectomy. It's a big deal. No, can't even score more than 3 runs, 1 apiece, 1 each game. Who cares? Let's just go back to Houston. And then they win it. They win game 6 and they make the go on about home field advantage. That doesn't matter. Throw that crap out the window. Doesn't matter at all. Browns are going to go into Denver and win this weekend. Nationals are going to win game 7 tonight. I better not predict that. Baseball predictions I'm always off on. I do a terrible job. So I shouldn't even make one. Who had the Nationals at the beginning of the season? Who even had them 50 plus games in? 19-31. And here they are. They're on the precipice. They are on the edge, cusp. I almost said cusp. They are on the edge of winning a World Series. 3 what? 3 what, Adrian? 3 what? Oh, it was a weak burp. Stop rating my burps because it's out of context. I never understand, or at least when you put the number, put for your burp. I'm thinking you're talking about something sports related, like 3 people are still alive from 1933 who are Washington baseball fans and could tell you about, I don't know, something baseball related from 1933 involving Washington. I don't know. Arthur could tell you something, and he chimes in. Bet she's got some 1933 Washington baseball factoid. They were the Senators that time, right? I think they were always the Senators each time. Generals, Nationals. I didn't. Regardless, they should have been the Eagles. No, bald Eagles. America. The Washington AR-15s. That's it. Well, anyway, no, that's too on the nose. Big game. I'm hoping you're watching. I'm getting a phone call. I don't recognize that number off the top of my head. No, just screw it. Anyway, No, baseball wise, I think you're going to see a game a lot like game number 1. It's going to be close. It's going to be tightly contested. It's going to be exceptionally well pitched. And they were officially the Nationals in 33, but everyone called them the Senators, a name they later changed to officially. See, there's your factoid. Arthur Kinney stepping up to the plate and getting a bases clearing double. I'm not going to say you knocked it out of the park, but excellent. I mean, it's the kind of thing that I need more of. So watch and listen every time you can, Arthur, because I like that. That's a good one. They were the Nationals in 33, but everyone called them the Senators. That's just weird, though. It's more weird and fascinating, and it is historically relevant. I mean, they won the series that year. So there's that. Should check to see who that call was. I have no idea.
Chris Zahner, maybe he was calling you.
Oh. Well, I do find it funny that Paul texted me. And then if you personally want to call the show, if you are watching, the phone number here to come into the program is 216-487-1507. If you want to call the program, different phones. Let's see here. I guess kind of the last thing I want to say on that topic is make sure you watch this ball game tonight. I hope I have heard a lot of things about how ratings are down or whatever. This has been an excellent World Series, much better than that Dodgers-Astros World Series from 2 years ago, the 2017 series. I mean, whether you think that's conjecture and that's just opinion, feel that way if you must. This has just been excellent baseball every single game. Not a ton of homers and all sorts of nonsense. Last year's series, of course, because you're a Red Sox fan. So you probably like 2013, 04, and 07. 07. Still mad about that one. I think I think real deep-rooted Cleveland sports fans are always going to hate just 2007 with everything 2007. Because that was the only, well, at least 2016 mostly made up for it. Partially. Almost entirely. One more game. Forget it. Anyway. Here at the Warren Brothers Traffic and Weather Center, here at our lovely Hettinger Road studios. Traffic is light in my area. No delays nearby. At least none that I'm aware of. I've been in here. Weather's 54 degrees, cloudy. You expect a high of 59. Yes, I know. I've been to games. People are ruthless. I stopped going. To games? Wait, for what? What are you talking about? About Cleveland fans? We'll get back into that when we come back. I'll ask you directly, Adrian, what you mean about going to games and people are ruthless. Just how Cleveland fans kind of suck now. Some of them. It's a thing. We can talk about it. You expect 80% chance of precipitation over here in the Old Brooklyn News Desk, which is where I am at. The song, some of the lyrics are actually sound worse than the original in the new John Legend penned rewriting of Baby It's Cold Outside. Some of those lyrics being Kelly Clarkson singing, "What would my friends think?" And then Legend replying, "I think they would rejoice." And then Clarkson singing, "If I had another drink." And Legend singing, "It's your body and your choice." And then he breaks off in this weird bridge where he says, "'Cause if you get drunk and I knock you up, I'll push you down the stairs and no one will care, 'cause the baby be gone." It's weird. Lastly, in the news, Benjamin Ghazi, the special assistant to Hugh Jackson, who's the special assistant to the sheriff out in Avon Lake, was tasked with staking out Bill Cosby and Jerry Sandusky, but instead he accidentally followed around Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens instead. Because at this point, people can't tell them apart. No, not Sandusky and Kitchens and Cosby and Jackson. It's not a race thing. People in this town can't tell Kitchens and Jackson apart. I mean, Kitchens has done some dumb things. I will not deny that. They're almost mildly more Shermer-esque than Hugh Jackson-esque. All of the awful head coaches we have had here, pretty much since Belichick counts as a good head coach. Crennel had a year or two, one good year. Butch Davis even had a good year or two. That whole mistake was in bringing in Jeff Garcia to be your quarterback. Oh my goodness, this franchise has been run so terribly. Yeah, it is what every episode is at this point. Well, we can talk about how much Cleveland sports fans that are people who don't consider this entertainment. Pass the word along to your friends. Because not that it's good to have solely like-minded people, but if we're all coming from roughly the same place, we'll listen to each other. You have these whole other groups who think Mary Kay Cabot is a good writer and not a liar. You have people who see that when I shouted liar, that's probably going to spike. She makes me so mad. She's the worst. And from there, you have people who think there's no redeeming qualities to so many of the things they've seen. And when they go to games, they're just huge a-holes. I had season tickets for a couple years, and even just 5-6 years ago, the climate was mildly different. Now, I think it was the Cavs winning a championship. People just think we're better in Cleveland than we are, except for the Indians, for whatever reason. The one team that's consistently good, and they call them inconsistent. Definitions of words have changed. People are morons, and if you and many of your friends are more along our lines of thinking, where we're a bit more open-minded, we'll wait until we actually have some facts before we just make opinions, because that's a key point to that damn word opinion, is that they are not necessarily based upon facts, but necessarily a good opinion is based on some facts. So you can take your not necessarily and shove it up your ass with your stupid opinions, because that's where they belong. Anyway, have some facts when you have an opinion. That's just my opinion. So, around the NFL, because Cavs play tonight, they play the Bulls. Watch it, don't watch it. I don't give a crap. It's a winnable game, though. Should be good. I hope to catch a tiny part of it, I suppose. I mean, just listen in on a little bit of it, keep updated on the score, that kind of thing. Because I'm intrigued by what the Cavs could do this season. They can win 40 games. We're playing the Bulls tonight. Bulls are terrible. Coming off a loss against the Bucks. Kind of expected them to lose in Milwaukee against the Bucks. That's not a surprise. And then lastly, you had a real good win against, so what was the last year? The Pacers. I don't know. Did the Pacers drop off? Did they lose a bunch of guys, make a bunch of trades? Something I'm unaware of? I thought the Pacers were good. Hello. Welcome back, Adrian. But yeah, so Cleveland fans and around the NFL. That's what we'll do here. And the nice thing about the final segment is there's no real form to it. I could go on 20 minutes if I want to. I could go on 50 minutes, whatever. So we can cover all these last topics here when we find out what comes out of your end. And what comes out of the end of the show comes out of the end. And what crap comes out of the end for you guys who are in the live chat. You can share your crap with us, and I'll tell you what, and whatever it is I think about stuff. In the NFL, the Bengals are benching Andy Dalton. They're handing the reins over to whatever the hell the kid's name is, rookie they drafted. I had looked at it. It's the bye week. They'll have time to prep for whatever their next loss is. I think they have the Steelers or Ravens coming up. It's not us. Hopefully they lose us when we play them. I was already chalking up both Bengals games as wins when Dalton was their quarterback. But now, the thing is their backup played better against us last year. Flat. I'm not even going to try to remember. Crap. It's like right there too, because he had to come into the one game and then he started the other one. And the one he started, he actually played all right. We just built like a 28-0 lead, 35-7, but he didn't give up. Whoever that kid is, he's probably not in the NFL anymore. And then the Titans worked out two separate quarterbacks. I don't think I still have it here. It was crud. I should have kept in things I was looking at. Crud. Come on. And I'm not going to say it quickly enough. So the Titans worked out two separate quarterbacks. And, oh, come on. They changed top stories and stuff. So now what was top stories aren't even in stories. Maybe because I had clicked on something even. You know what? Is it here? Is it there? Is it somewhere? Just the one guy. It's all I need. It's the one thing I need. Come on. It's almost there. It said the thing to the guy. Bengals have benched Dalton for Ryan Finley. So Ryan Finley's the kid who's going to be starting there. And then it's gone. It's gone. It was somewhere else. Because I had made a comment directly towards someone who I won't name drop, but he's on the radio between 105.6 and 105.8 FM in the mornings. And we've had a back and forth about Colin Kaepernick. and how I just want to see a team offer him a contract so we'll know for sure if he's full of crap or if he's sincere. So here the Titans are, Tennessee Titans, for whatever reason. They've got the cap space. They need another quarterback. They're trying out like Josh Johnson and some other guy and working them out. And why? I mean, Mariota hurt? What's going on? I don't understand it. Hey, Dad.
Hey. Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
You're talking about the difference between facts and opinions.
Ah, yes, yes.
Well, it's considered mean-spirited to hurt someone's feelings, right? I mean, that's the main hubris of it. Like here, let's take an example of what I was struggling with. The guys that say that Tom Brady's the GOAT and Bill Belichick goes right along with that.
Right. Subjective reasoning telling you that the greatest quarterback of all time and the greatest head coach of all time are those two individuals.
Now, that might actually be true. There's some people that really say they have solid evidence to back up that claim.
If they have objective reasoning and good factual arguments to back up those claims, then yes, there are. I'm more of the opinion that they are both a couple of the greatest, but not the greatest.
Now, as a Cleveland Browns fan, back before when they were really the Browns, I get insulted by that when I see Bill Belichick's face and they're talking about him being so great.
Right.
Now that's feelings and opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, all of us have feelings and opinions.
Mm-hmm.
But when they start to interfere with facts to the point where you start lying,
yeah,
or puffing,
mm-hmm,
to manipulate, then that's a different story.
Right.
That's why when you mentioned what you said about Mary Kay and her lie, her
Correct.
actual lie, then now you're having something problematic.
Because it's taking feelings out of it on top of it too. The feelings aren't even around because now it's just lies. Lies aren't feelings. Lies are lies. But they dress them up as feelings. Jamel is her name, I believe. Jamel White. She does it on the national level. She's the famous black version of what Mary Kay Cabot does. She just loves railing against the right, and it's fine. I get it as a powerful African American woman. Jameel White isn't her last name. Harris. It doesn't matter because she's a hack too, and she just rallies on. Trump's a dummy. Barack's the greatest ever. All of these things, and it gets really dumb sometimes. It's handing out Halloween candy gifts because Trump does this really dumb, silly thing. It made me think more of W, quite honestly. Some little kid's dressed as a inflatable minion thing, and he's got this really dumb thing on, and Trump just puts the candy bar on top of his head. It's just goofy and funny and silly. It's dumb. Barack does it. If it had been Barack who had done it, he's the funniest man on the planet. He's the greatest leader of all time. But Trump did it, so he's a racist and he's the worst because there's some little brown kid dressed as he was Middle Eastern probably, but as Spider-Man. I didn't realize apparently Muslims love Spider-Man. I don't know. Maybe all the arms, Mishnu. Maybe there's a parallel. Anyway,
you're mixing religions.
Yeah, of course I am. That's because I'm not being factual at this point.
Okay.
I'm being a jackass. So and then what's funny, and it's how you can tell Melania's clueless, is she does the same thing with a candy bar. It's like, is this what we're supposed to do? Is this an American thing? And so it doesn't matter because then there's this little girl who's probably like the Minion's sister, and the candy bars slide off the kid's big fake head balloon thing right into her bag because she's smart. And she walks right on up and she gets more candy. And it's funny. It's funny. Nope. Nope, it's got to be a whole thing. Oh, he's a racist. He doesn't even know how to hand out candy. What a jackass. He's a moron. Orange man bad. Stupid, dumb. Hey, let's show this meme of Barack and Michelle handing out candy, and it looks like the most boring damn communist crap ever. I shouldn't have said communist because I don't care. But literally, these kids in lines, like it's a factory, and they go through the line. Oh, my candy, yes, thank you. Oh, my candy, yes, thank you. Okay. And because it's orderly and nice. Now, if Trump had done it that way, that would have been bad too, because it's like, oh, look at the way this fascist does things, just like Nazis. And that's all I got to say about it. It's only bad because it's bad because of the person who's doing it, and that person's a bad person. Because you know he's Hitler, because right afterwards, he sent all those children to gas chambers and melted their chocolates and farted on them. Something. He just ate the chocolates himself. And these candies are mine. People were writing this stupid crap. And it's funny if it's funny, but it's not funny. It's stupid, and you're stupid Jamel Harris White or whatever your name is, and Mary Kay Cabot, and you're dumb. And it's stupid, and Tony Grossi sucks too, and so does Greg Brenda, and F all of you guys. Nobody said anything in the live chat. I'm kind of surprised about that. I was hoping I'd get some more back in there. And then the fans just perpetrate it more because they buy into it, and for some reason they like this crap. It's like, it's literally like, hey, we make these really crappy burgers now, and you can buy them in the meat section, but they're not meat at all. We should sell them in the produce section because they're actually, they should be by the canned vegetables because they're just rotten, awful seaweed crap stuff, and it's terrible and it's awful. But let's cram them down your throats and you'll love them because other people say they love them, even though those people don't love them. They're paid to pretend to love them.
Well, let me go back to my original point.
Yeah, I rambled there a bit.
It's okay to be respectful of others' feelings,
Of course.
but it's bad to create lies to support those feelings or to go against anyone who said things that might have hurt someone's feelings. Because then it becomes manipulation.
It's one thing to spare a person's feelings
Right.
and not hurt their feelings, because then you're just a jackass.
I mean, let's say,
But if you go ahead and perpetuate their wrong feelings,
Right.
and it does damage to other people,
right.
and
that
all
was
it
my
does
point.
is create narcissistic supply and more narcissism, and people who literally would just be perfectly fine, nice, normal people if it weren't for the fact that people just keep building them up with, oh, that's very sweet and special. Oh, everything you do is great. Look at, there's exactly the right amount of pieces of corn in your poop. You're the best at pooping. Yay. And that's the thing you could do with the 3-year-old child, where it's like, oh, you hit all the Cheerios with your urine. But if you're 33 and you're all like, hey, look, I hit them all. Well, you sat down to do it, and you're a woman, so you should have been sitting anyway. If you're a man who sat down to hit all the Cheerios, or actually, it'd be more impressive if you're a woman and you're standing up and you're like, you got all the Cheerios. Check that out. Sunk your battleship. And then we cheer it. We applaud. We're like, good poop. Good urination. Way to pee. Just like every stinking everybody else does. Now, I suck at it. I go through rolls and rolls of toilet paper in a week, just having to wipe down every facet of the bathroom. I'm pissing on the walls. I suck at urinating. Facts. I'm Shaquille O'Neal shooting free throws. I'm like chucking it up there. I don't know. I got to
I didn't think this was
Lysol
gonna go this way,
everywhere.
but my point was that there's certain things that people can do in life that they're not qualified for or shouldn't be doing, and we tell them that they're good at it, and that can be both damaging to them and the public at large.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because we want to spare their feelings when they'll get hurt even more later on, when they find out they really suck at what they're doing.
Well, yeah, and that's where we're at, is we have politicians who don't have to care about their constituents. We have journalists who don't have to report anything that's actually news or truthful. We wind up with head football coaches who can football a little bit, but they don't know what they're doing in leading a team. They just have the potential. We're constantly giving people rewards for possible potential and years of mediocrity. Mary Kay Cabot, I'm Tony Grossi. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. You were good in the late 80s when you covered a good team and you reported facts and the game. I've read good articles by Tony Grossi. I got to go back to 1988 to find them. Because Tony Grossi writes now, hey, this chatting bed is hot, and I'm surprised my phone hasn't exploded. I lay in here for 3 hours at a time to tan. Burp, derp, 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 derp. That was a very good Tony Grossi impersonation.
I guess I got you off on enough on that one. I think I'm going to let you be now. Oh, you're almost done, right?
Well, it is 1:55. Last 5 minutes. Sadly, even with a few viewers that I see in the left-hand corner, nobody's chiming in on the live chat. I guess they're all too busy, which is fine. I started getting to ranting too much, and they started to think, oh, no. Oh, my, this guy's crazy. But kind of just put it all together. We can put this Browns loss to bed. That's over with. It's done. I'm fine with it. If you had them better than 2-5, we'll delve into this tomorrow probably. I should write it down. I'm not going to. If you had the Browns at better than 2-5, and it wasn't 3-4. Thanks, Arthur. That's very nice of you. And of course, you're busy, Adrian. I just like the fact that I called you guys out on the live chat. You're the two who actually contributed. And if you have a last thought, I would love that. What did you get out in the end? What did you get out of the end of the show? It is. If you have a final thought, that'd be excellent. It would help me out because I'm wrapping up all of my stuff together. Is that if you had the Browns better than 3-4, you were delusional or incredibly optimistic, and you can be. Those are two separate things. I'm not saying that if you're an incredibly optimistic person, you're delusional. But don't let your delusions feed into your optimism, or don't become delusional because you're such an optimist. Anyway, if you know football at all, you didn't have the Browns at better than 4-3 in fantasy land, fantastico world. 3-4 would have been right. 2-5 doesn't make me mad. You suck at most things, but I'm great at researching things for you. It's Adrian, get people to give us money with the Patreon thing, advertising, marketing, and then you can just jump on as my researcher and I can pay you. But unless people pay me, I can't pay you. So you just right now be my freelance. No, that's not the right word. Amateur researcher. And then, you do a very good job. Good job with the -9 on the turnover thing. That was clutch. That was good. Well, and Arthur he's a wealth of knowledge. I've told this guy that before. And Arthur, what I really like, hey, he'd be an intern, Adrian. No, we're not going that route because I already brought up Clinton once today, I think. No, I didn't actually. Funny jokes? No, all right. So you already got Myles Garrett and your husband. So we're all friends. It's fine. Except for Myles Garrett. He doesn't know us. They're all in on the jokes. Good jokes, I hope. So we can move on from the Patriots thing. We will discuss more about why I'm not worried about where the Browns are right now. We'll have World Series coverage, wrap the whole Major League Baseball season up, which is kind of sad because it's my favorite sport. And then we can delve into more Cavs stuff because I enjoy basketball to an extent. 3-4 would have been realistic, should have beaten the Titans. And I'll only say this caveat to that, Arthur. I'll answer Adrian's first with the poem thing. He's actually a pretty decent writer. I like Myles Garrett because he plays as well as he does. And he's a sensitive soul, good guy, normal person when he's not on a football field. Very Reggie White-esque. Not that Myles Garrett would probably go down the road of pastor, because I think they have slightly different philosophies there. Because Myles Garrett, for as intelligent as he is, he really gets into dinosaurs. So it's whatever. But I like that they're both sensitive souls off the field. He's writing poetry and stuff. And then the next day he's like murdering, quarterbacks. But I thought 3-4, Arthur, but the beating the Titans, and I think I might have even said it on a Sunday show that I do, but the issue that I have with a Browns winning a home opener is the fact they've only done it once in the 20 years that they've been back. I know that's dumb. It's mildly silly, but I am not chalking up a Browns win on a home opener until they've done it twice in a row. I'll give you that prediction for next year already. I don't care if they have us open the season against the Bengals and they're still a mess. They're the Bengals from this year, the same exact thing next year's home opener. Nope. I'm not doing it. I can't give the Browns a win. I don't care. We could win out in this division this year, go 6-0, demolish the Bengals. Both games we play them. The Browns open next season against the Bengals. The Bengals only get worse in the offseason. Imagine that. It could happen too. I mean, you find that weird, but the Bengals actually have a tiny little bit of talent on that team. They shouldn't be 0-8. They should be 2-6. But you could give me that to start off next season, home opener. Still not doing it. I can't. The Browns have won one home opener since we came back. And I'm a big Dan Browns fan, and I'm not going to get, and I think I did on that Sunday show. I predicted we'd beat the Titans for no good reason when I knew better. So we'll probably wind up getting into more Cavs tomorrow. Is it a mental block regarding home openers? I don't know. It's the weird thing with sport. Sometimes it's just the thing. Does that make sense? Sometimes it's just because in sports, you just can't do particular things. I mean, is it superstition? Is it bad luck? Is it just the way sport works? Browns show up, they're there, they play a good game, and it just doesn't happen, and it's how it is. It's a very, and it sounds like a Louis C.K. response. It sounds like something that comic would say. It's just, there's just some things that happen. Jose Ramirez doesn't hit in October. Sorry. LeBron James has no loyalty to a city, and the Cleveland Browns lose home openers. These are just things that happen. That's a dark way to end it. I shouldn't have done that. Saddening myself. Hey, y'all, be sure to tune in tomorrow. Same Warren time, same Warren channel here on the YouTube. And speak to me throughout the Twitters and the texts. I mean, at least you two know that I'm responsive occasionally. If you don't hear from me again today, that's on me too. But, tune in, pass the word, let your friends know. Let your enemies know, even if you effing hate those people. Be like, hey, you know what? Listen to this. I thought you didn't like me. You're talking to me. And just listen to this thing that this guy does. Tomorrow is Halloween. Paul and I were going to do a whole thing. Now he's kidnapped in some guy's trunk. So for Paul and the guy who kidnapped him, his kidnapper, man, I hope Paul's all right. I should probably make a phone call or something. For my dad, executive producer dad. For Arthur Kinney calling in. Good job, buddy. Thanks, man. Wednesdays, we're going to have baseball reports. That'll help me get through the winter. I feel worse for Paul, but I don't know. Maybe he should have let the police know or not jump into some guy's trunk. He sounded like he did it fairly willingly. And for Adrian. So for Adrian, Arthur, executive producer dad, Paul's kidnapper, Tony, and of course, Paul, Mr. Cleveland Warren. I have been Mark Warren, and until next time, this time has been the most recent. Thank you. Bye.